Ani DiFranco.
Yeah.
And we're very
Both
happy
boys
to
on
have him
stage.
here tonight.
What?
Let's introduce Dan Bern.
I got big balls, big old balls, big as grapefruits, big as pumpkins, yes sir, and on the really good days, they swell to the size of small dogs. My balls are as big as small dogs. Well, it ain't bragging if it's true, yes sir, it ain't bragging if it's true. Muhammad Ali said that back when he was a young man, back when he was Cassius Clay, before he fought too many fights and let his brain inside the ring. And sometimes I wish I was Tiger Woods, Tiger Woods, Tiger Woods. Sometimes I wish I was Tiger Woods, Tiger Woods, Tiger Woods. I got a friend whose goal in life was to one day go down on Madonna. That's all he wanted, that was all, to one day go down on Madonna. And when my friend was 34, he got his wish in Rome one night. He got to go down on Madonna in Rome one night in some hotel. And ever since he's been depressed, cause life is shit from here on in. And all our friends just shake their heads and say too soon, too soon, too soon. He went down on Madonna too soon, too young, too young, too soon, too soon. And it ain't bragging if it's true, yes sir, it ain't bragging if it's true. Muhammad Ali said that back when he was Cassius Clay, before he fought too many fights, left his brain inside the ring. And sometimes I wish I was Tiger Woods, Tiger Woods, Tiger Woods. Sometimes I wish I was Tiger Woods, Tiger Woods, Tiger Woods. If certain girls don't look at you, it means that they like you a lot. If other girls don't look at you, it just means they're ignoring you. How can you know? How can you know which is which, who's doing what? I guess that you can ask them, which one are you, baby? Do you like me or are you ignoring me? Do you like me or are you ignoring me? Do you like me or are you ignoring me? And all you need to do that is one good pair of big balls. Balls as big as grapefruits, balls as big as pumpkins, balls as big as mine. But even though my balls are big, sometimes I wish they were bigger, even bigger. Big as the wheels on tractors, big as the golden arches, big as the Golden Gate Bridge, big as all of New York State, big as Mars and Jupiter, big as the swing of Tiger Woods, Tiger Woods, Tiger Woods, Tiger Woods, Tiger Woods. Here's another true story. Charles Manson doesn't even know his last name anymore. Charles Manson's real name was Charles Krautmeyer. He's forgotten it. Charles Manson had a bunch of people who believed his every word. He followed his directions to cut up a bunch of rich people. Would they still have done it if they'd known his name was Krautmeyer? I kinda doubt it. Charles Manson made a shitty album not too long before he got a bunch of people to believe his every word and follow his directions to cut up a bunch of rich people. Would they still have done it if they heard his shitty album? I kinda doubt it. Charles Manson's real. real name was Charles Krautmeyer. Charles Manson's real name was Charles Krautmeyer. This is a singable chorus. Charles Manson's real name was Charles Krautmeyer. Ooh, 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 ooh. Marilyn Manson took the last name of Charlie Manson. He didn't take the name Marilyn Krautmeyer. If he was called Marilyn Krautmeyer, I bet no adults with large straws up their asses would try to cancel any of his concerts the way they do with Marilyn Manson. I think he should be called Marilyn Krautmeyer, and he'd probably get to play a few more concerts, and maybe he'd even get to play in Central Park. And maybe he wouldn't sell quite as many of his shitty albums, but at least the truth would be out that Charles Manson's real name was Charles Krautmeyer. Charles Manson's real name was Charles Krautmeyer. Charles Manson's real name was Charles Krautmeyer. Ooh, 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 ooh. Charles Manson really was a lucky guy. Shitty album. People didn't know his name was Krautmeyer. His followers never saw him pick his nose, which I understand. He liked to do a lot. Charles Manson comes up for parole every now and then. 3 guys sit across from him and talk to him for half an hour, then stamp denied on his papers, then run home and tell their wives about it. Maybe he should go back to Krautmeyer. Maybe they'd ignore the swastika on his forehead and stamp approved on his papers. We hereby parole you, Charles Krautmeyer. Charles Manson's real name was Charles Krautmeyer. Charles Manson's real name was Charles Krautmeyer. Charles Manson's real name was Charles Krautmeyer. Thanks, it's great to be here. Somebody told me I was gonna play Central Park. I was all excited, you know. I called up a friend of mine and I told her I'm gonna play Central Park. And she goes, that's fantastic. What's the occasion? I said, well, I got this opening gig. She said, that's great. Who's it for? And I said, well, it's for Ani DiFranco. You know? And there was this long silence on the other end of the phone. She goes, oh man, I'm sorry. And she goes, well, you know what you ought to do? The one thing you ought to do is just go out there and just drop your pants and just snip it off, you know? Just might survive. I'm gonna wait a little bit here. Look, Ma, they're gonna fry Tim McVeigh. She said, that nice guy who's on the cover of all those magazines, why would they want to go do a thing like that? I said, well, he killed all those people in Oklahoma City. She said, nonsense. People don't kill people. Car bombs kill people. And I said, well, they gotta do something with them. And she said, why don't they just get Mike Tyson to bite off both his ears? And I say, true revolutionaries never bomb buildings. Turned out her grandmother and her mother had both had the implants done, and, well, evolution took care of it this time around. And I wondered why so many women with big breasts look so sad. And I thought maybe it has something to do with the weight, the burden they're asked to carry in the world, to feed it, to be the object of its desires. And I wondered what burdens the rest of us are asked to carry. And I thought, true revolutionaries never bomb buildings. It attracts too much attention. And I decided to go for a walk and do nothing except look everybody I see in the eyes and not be the first to avert my eyes no matter what. And I was planning to go out for 10 or 15 minutes, but things started happening, and I didn't return for 2 years, by which time I was the heavyweight champion of the world and was the expectant father of 16 children by 13 different women. And I was taking a walk down 14th Street between 7th and 8th Avenues in New York City on my way to the subway to see the Yankees play. And I suddenly realized that you were my best friend in the world. And I didn't stop grinning till the bottom of the 7th inning. I was in a fishing village in Spain. It was Our Lady of Abortion Sunday afternoon. All the pregnant women in their first trimester filed before the priest to receive the blessing of try again sometime, try again. And the old barber had dyed his hair green for the occasion and pierced his nipples and was riding his skateboard to the statue of Conan O'Brien. The chimpanzee, who had managed to type out Hamlet 3 years before, was sitting on the 3rd floor of the driver's license office, typing out learner's permits, typing out zoning ordinances, bored and lonely. Pee Wee Herman was sitting in the central square in the grass, naked and masturbating, while all the townspeople moved to him slowly and kissed him softly and sung lullabies in the grass. Princess Diana was driving through Paris by herself in a convertible. She waved, they waved back. Otherwise, everybody kind of left her alone. And she went to the zoo, where she spent the afternoon feeding peanuts to the gorilla. Meanwhile, in Berkeley, and in Greenwich Village, and in Paris, nobody sits around funky little coffee shops anymore talking revolution. They get a cup of coffee to go at Starbucks, and then they go back to their basketball games where they see who can jam, who can jump higher, who can take it to the rack. And they all wear baseball caps, except they don't say Yankees or Dodgers or Cardinals. They say Nike, Reebok, and Adidas. Because the pro players, they don't play for teams anymore. They play for shoe companies. And the kids aren't fooled. They're just biding their time, waiting for the millennium, when all the computers will crash. Because the best scientists in the world forgot to make them read. True revolutionaries never bomb buildings. It attracts too much attention. They never bomb buildings. Thanks. I'm gonna sing another love song now. It goes like this. Marilyn Monroe didn't marry Henry Miller. 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 But if she did, he'd taken her to Paris. And if she did, she'd have smoked a lot of opium. And if she did, she'd have dyed her hair blue. And if she did, she might be alive. Henry Miller. Marilyn Monroe. Henry Miller. Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe didn't marry Henry Miller. She lived outside the Tropic of Capricorn. Marilyn Monroe didn't marry Henry Miller. I don't even know if she knew Henry Miller, but if she did, he'd have taken her to Paris. And if she did, they'd have fucked every day. And if she did, she'd have felt like a woman, not like a photograph in a magazine. Henry Miller. Marilyn Monroe. This is not a knock against Arthur Miller. Death of a Salesman is my favorite play. But Marilyn Monroe should have married Henry Miller. And if she did, she might be alive. But if she did, he'd have taken her to Paris, tied her to the bed, and eaten dinner off of her. And okay, maybe she'd have died the same anyway. But if she did, she'd have had more fun. Henry Miller. Marilyn Monroe. Henry Miller. Marilyn Monroe. That's my new band. So this is another true story. Well, it was a sunny day, kind of like today. There wasn't a whole lot going on, so I thought, you know what might be fun? It'd be to grab a guitar and go sit out on the porch or the lawn. Swap songs with Ani DiFranco. Well, then I thought, well, yeah, but she's kind of busy playing them shows and making up rhymes, so I thought maybe what I should do is drive up to the place where even she's got to go sometime, so I went to Buffalo. I parked outside her mom's house. Well, I rang and her mama answered the door. I said, would this be the DiFranco place? I'm looking for Ani if she's around. She said, fuck you and your untouchable face. That's when I knew I had the right house. said, golly, Mrs. DiFranco, might I trouble you for a glass of water, and maybe I could set a spell and wait and swap some songs with your daughter. Well, at that point, she seemed to take pity on me. She asked me in, fed me some pasta, gave me a sponge bath. She showed me Ani's room. She said, she ain't here, I guess you can stay. Well, I stayed 10 months with Mrs. DiFranco. She darned my socks and sewed up my sleeves. Then one morning she woke me up, said, Ani's home, you'll have to leave. I got my things together, kissed Mrs. DiFranco goodbye on the lips, and I was gone. Well, it's been 2 weeks and I ain't heard from you, Mrs. DiFranco, and I'm feeling blue. I'm walking out in the rain, listening to the low moan of the dial tone again. I'm getting nowhere with you, and I can't let it go, and I can't get through. Well, I looked up Ani's schedule, and I see she's playing Central Park, and well, I think I'll go shuffle up to Buffalo and hang out with Mrs. DiFranco a spell. I'll bring my laundry, get another one of them sponge baths. I'm gonna watch her this time, though. I'm gonna watch her close. Even if it is her, I'm gonna watch her real close, 'cause after all, everyone, I mean, everyone is a fucking Napoleon. Well, this is probably the largest folk music gathering of its kind in the world. So we have to make sure we don't shirk our responsibilities, so this is a little sing-along tune. So I'll just teach it to you as we go. Also, if you have any little kids or brothers and sisters that are 10 years old or something, make sure you learn it and teach it to them, okay? They look for the missing link. Well, there ain't no missing link. They'll never find the missing link. There's no missing link. We're not something you can figure out with an equation. We are the genetic mutation. Aliens came and fucked the monkey. They fucked the monkey. Aliens came and fucked the monkey. They fucked the monkey. Aliens came. That's your part. Darwin tried explaining it. Darwin did the best he could. Evolution, pretty theory, but how could Darwin know that aliens came and fucked the monkey? They fucked the monkey. Aliens came and fucked the monkey. They fucked the monkey. How else explain fax machines? How else explain digital remastering? How else explain Daryl Strawberry? How else explain Mozart? We do not belong here. This planet was a terrarium. Intergalactic broken home. Have to go to outer space and one day find our daddy. explain pay at the pump? How else explain caller ID? How else explain Rebecca Lobo? How else explain Andy Stochansky? Religion, astronomy, astrology that looks to the stars. We do not belong here. This planet was a terrarium. 7 billion bastards screaming for our daddy. Aliens came and fucked the monkey. They fucked the monkey. Aliens came and fucked the monkey. They fucked. Your turn. Just the gals came and fucked them. That was my fault. Fucked the monkey. Aliens came and fucked the monkey. Are there any guys here? Once more for the homeless guy who couldn't get in tonight. Aliens came and fucked the monkey. They fucked the monkey. Aliens came and fucked the monkey. They fucked. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. I'll be at the bottom line next Friday. Come on down.